Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of the Bunkered Podcast in association with Callaway. I'm Michael McEwen. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hello again to our YouTube audience. If you're watching over there on our YouTube channel, if not, it's youtube.com/bunkered. I haven't seen you guys for probably about a month or so because of this that you can see behind me, our brand new backdrop. Very blue, very on brand, very bright. Very expensive, frankly. So yeah, a little bit of work been going on in the studio over the last, I want to say 4 or 5 weeks. And yeah, I think it's paid off. So yeah, hello, welcome. Lots to chat about this week. It's getting ever closer to the Ryder Cup. It is, just over a month or so now until ball's in the air at Bethpage. Cannot wait. Don't know about you lot. But yeah, we'll be talking a bit about the Ryder Cup and how the teams are shaping up, how Europe in particular is looking at this stage on this week's episode. And stick with us because a little bit later on, we'll be joined by a very special guest, a 3-time veteran of the Ryder Cup. Hunter Mahan will be joining us for a chat about, yes, the Ryder Cup, obviously, but also his starring role in Happy Gilmore too. You maybe didn't notice him, but believe me, he's there, and he had a very, very important job. So yeah, Hunter will be with us a little bit later on. Right, let's chat to the two gentlemen to my left. Gear editor James Tate, hello and welcome back. Performance editor Lewis Fraser, hello.
Thank you very much. Back. Good to be back.
Nice to see you back.
Good to see you both as well in the blue studio.
Big fan.
I've got to pick James up on something. So I listened to last week's
episode. That's taken no time.
Great. Yeah, I know. We're like 2 seconds in. The first thing is digging them out. Talking about you having this a backdrop as a Rangers thing, and then James implicated me in that, but I'm not a Rangers fan, so.
How about Cali or Blues?
Right, yeah.
You support Inverness Cali Thistle.
Yeah.
I mean, who's your big team? That's the question.
Inverness Cali Thistle.
Oh, there is. How did you do at the weekend?
God, not a good result. I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. I was at Ibrox.
By the time people listen to this,
I saw Rangers playing Alloa, and I swear to God, that game would have got football stopped. It was absolutely terrible. I'm a big fan of this T-shirt, Lewis.
It's a good
one.
For
the benefit of our listeners, it would appear you picked this up at the Open at Portrush last month.
Yeah. So the best part is on the back, which I don't really want to extract myself from the seat here.
Oh, big letters. Nice. Whoa, big look letters. At that.
I know. I'm not a fan of big letter hats, but big letter T-shirts can get away with. So, there you go. Picked it up a few weeks back at the Open. So, a good one,
it's kind of baseball vibes I'm getting from
it.
Well,
there's the one. Yeah. So, if you were at the shop in the Open, you'll know there was the baseball shirt style, which was all buttoned up at the front. And I thought, do I want that? Yes. Am I ever going to wear that? Absolutely not. So, I went for the next best thing.
It was expensive as well, if memory serves, wasn't it?
This was quite expensive.
Go on.
Well, like $45.
That's not that expensive.
That's not.
I know, but for a T-shirt, it's quite a lot.
Nah.
No? All right. Okay.
Nah.
Cool.
Shop in different places.
I know. Clearly.
Lewis, TK Maxx, Fraser.
You got a deal there, mate.
Yeah, nice one. Right, cool.
James, how are you? What's happening in your world? A competition next week? Am I right?
Next weekend, yeah. Flying out to Munich in Germany. For the last European event of the year. I'm led to believe there might be one, but I think it's still TBC. But yeah, last event in Europe. Looking forward to it. Just finally figured out, had a lesson the other day, and finally figured out what the hell I've been doing wrong for the last month. So I'm like, yes.
And what were you doing wrong? Without getting too technical.
So obviously, when you're playing golf, you want to have your shoulders in quite a neutral kind of position. With long drive, because we have a 2-degree driver that we're hitting, we need to have more of a slight kind of shoulder tilt at address to be able to hit up.
So you're right-handed, so your right shoulder much lower to the ground than your left. Is that what
correct?
You're saying?
So left high, right lower, and just being able to hit up on the ball, and then straight away I was just bringing it better and feeling a lot more freer.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
The obvious solution to me would be add more loft to your driver.
Correct.
So why wouldn't you do that? I'm sure there's a very good reason for it.
Yeah. Because we launch it so high, that having that 2 degrees aloft and then being able to keep it around about that 2000 spin mark,
right.
As soon as, even with a 2-degree head, even when you start having more of a, it sounds nuts, but even when your angle of attack is still 2-3 degrees, you're still going to put some spin on it, but you're not going to take advantage of the ball speed that you can generate and then getting it at the right apex to take advantage and then get it to go as far as possible.
Now you know. Yeah. That's brilliant.
There you go.
Genuinely,
that's
there
you go.
Very interesting.
I could go on, but I will not.
Please don't.
But yeah, so no, that's
Very
it.
good.
That's it. So yeah, looking forward to the next event, and then after that, the big dance.
The World, and that is what, a month away, isn't it?
Yeah, a month away. Unfortunately,
Getting fitted for a new belt.
I know. I can't wait. I mean, touch wood.
Yeah,
obviously.
It's funny. I like the fact that the long drive scene has basically cornered the belt market. It's like, we're going to have the big WWE style Diamante belt for the winner. Liv, I noticed at the weekend, they brought out their latest edition of their championship ring, which I think John Ram got. So John Ram now has these 2 giant blingy rings that, oh my God. Listen, people are ridiculous. People will be going, he's about to bash Liv. I'm not. I'm bashing the ring. Yeah. It's absolutely
ridiculous.
Awful.
Yeah.
Truly, truly awful. John Ram will never look at that again.
No, that's going in the cupboard, isn't
unlike,
it?
if you get a really cool trophy, you put that on display somewhere in the house. That ring is going in the bedside table, never to be seen again. Just gone. Years from now, his kids will be opening that drawer and they'll go, Dad, what the hell is that? He'll go, listen, it was a choice I made.
It was a weird time in my life.
See that private jet that takes you to school every day? That helped pay for it.
So I could probably buy another private jet.
Yeah, that ring was probably worth more than the private jet.
That to a pawn shop.
It's like, can I trade this in for a private jet, please? Cheers. Stick on the tarmac, get it fueled.
God. Belts, rings, Jesus, whatever happened to just a green jacket or a trophy?
Yeah.
Some things didn't need to be changed.
America.
So I was off for a couple of days there, and
what did you get up to?
I power washed my driveway.
So satisfying, isn't it?
So I've got I invested. I got the Kircher pressure washer.
Nice. Game changer.
It is like colouring in for adults.
Yeah.
I spent, honestly, it was probably, I've got quite a big driveway, so it was probably maybe an hour.
Up to the ranch.
I mean, the whole mile down to the gates.
Yeah. Some extension.
It probably should have been an hour and a half's job. I spun that out to 3.
3 hours.
So much fun.
Oh my God.
And I was absolutely filthy as well, so that's the part that people don't see. But it is.
Did you write your name as well?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Nice.
Yeah. If you haven't got one, go out and buy a pressure washer.
This is not an ad.
It's not.
It could be an ad.
It could be if they want it to be.
Come on.
Kircher, pony up.
You know where we are.
So listen, I genuinely think every human being, man, woman, boy, girl, whatever else, should go out at some point and power wash a driveway. It is so satisfying.
Yeah.
Genuinely so satisfying. Even if you don't have a driveway, buy one and find the nearest driveway and then just go to work.
Could be a good
They'll
business.
thank you for it.
Yeah, they will.
Actually, there is a business in
There's
that.
people that do that.
They came to my door.
Listening to this. Yeah.
Genuinely, they came to my door a couple of weeks ago and said, we'll do that for £300. And I'm like, no, I can do that myself for free, but the fact you've come to my door suggests it needs done. So I did it, and it was great.
Excellent.
You also don't realize how dirty your driveway is.
My goodness.
The satisfaction.
I didn't realize the stones were red.
That's not good.
I had no idea.
Were they brown?
Yeah, they were just like, they were what the back of the studio used to look like.
That's not a good colour. Just as well you clean
No.
We actually didn't put anything new up. We just pressure washed them all.
This is a colour underneath. Right, we're getting off topic now.
We're way off topic. Gents, let's get back onto golf. We have Ryder Cup stuff we need to discuss, starting with the big question.
The Bunkered Podcast, brought to you by the new Elite Driver from Callaway.
Okay, big question for this week. By the way, Lewis made these notes, so I have no idea if they make any sense or not. As I say, I was off, doing things in the garden yesterday, so this could be interesting. Lewis, you posed the big question as who is Team Europe's 12th man at Bethpage?
Yes.
Oh, why?
Well,
there's not 11 qualified yet.
No, there's not, but there's 11 players who will almost certainly be going, and those are the 11 from Rome minus Nikolai Højgaard, in my eyes. I can't see a world, unless barring injury for any of those players, don't go to Bethpage. And the reason that I posed this question, I, in my head, had 2 contenders for this spot that we'll get onto.
The 12th man.
12th man, yeah. Posed the question yesterday morning to the rest of the team in our like start of the week call. And there's a third
Good to
person.
know that still happened in my absence.
Yes,
Brilliant.
of course.
Good,
yeah,
good.
I was leading it.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Jesus.
James will attest to that.
He's come
producer
back
Dex.
and just decided he rules the roost.
Cracking
Yeah,
the whips.
fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking.
Do that more often if you want.
Yeah.
So you posed the question, and then what happened?
And Ben Parsons,
Mhm.
our senior writer, came up with a third man who I hadn't even thought of for this 12th spot, and he seems to be somewhat on board with him if he wins this week. So we can get into names now.
Okay,
if you want,
so right, we've basically got 11 in. We're going for the
Yes.
12th man. Funnily enough, that is presumably the Cali Thistles support. It's quite literally a 12th man.
Seattle Seahawks.
That's
So-
very good. Yeah, nice.
You
Like that.
have written down 3 names here. So are you telling us that you reckon it's those 11 plus one of the following 3?
That's my
That's your-
math's
that's your
been
hunch.
done here. Yep.
Okay, so run us through them. Who have we got?
Well, top of the list for me, Rasmus Højgaard.
So Nikolai's twin.
Nikolai's twin, exactly. So we could take either of them and just take both of them and sub them out as and when required during
Who would know?
the session. Nah, they're not
Nobody
gonna
would
yeah.
know.
As long as they don't look at the
Actually,
swings
maybe.
or print the name in the bag, then we'll be all right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Interesting, Højgaard could still qualify with a very good finish this weekend.
And who would
the
he knock
Belfry.
out of the automatics then?
I believe it would be Shane Lowry,
Who's going to get a pick?
who's going to get a pick
okay.
anyway.
So
Exactly.
if Rasmus gets in automatically,
Yes.
there's no place up for grabs. Is that what we're saying?
Assuming that there's no rogue like Shane not getting picked or Matt Fitzpatrick not getting picked, then there's no
Okay.
place up for grabs, and he kills this debate stone dead, which
Okay.
could happen. But
James is rocking like he's in the fetal position.
Yeah,
here,
I
so
don't
I've got
know
a feeling
why
he's got
he's-
something to say.
yeah, he's itching
Yeah.
to say something, but
No,
he can hold
but
it in because we'll
I'll-
keep going.
yeah, keep going.
Next on the list is Harry Hall,
Okay.
the man
yeah.
who wears a very cool cap, which reminds me of Dick Campbell. For any lower league Scottish football fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I
But
think it's a tribute
inspired
to
by
Jim Barnes, yeah.
not Dick Campbell. Yeah,
his fellow Cornishman and hero, as it were.
Yes, so he says. Yeah, it came
Mhm.
from the same golf club apparently, which is cool. Harry will be playing the Tour Championship this weekend, which
Mhm.
he just got into the back of a very good season to the
Keyword
PGA Tour.
just.
Just yeah, I think he was 26th or 27th in the FedEx Cup, but that's the sign of a great season.
Yep.
Very consistent throughout the year. So he's definitely a contender. I'm sure he'll be on the radar, although he hasn't been fitted for any kit.
Yeah, we'll
which he
come to that.
did
I'm
reveal.
sure.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So that's 2. Who's
That's
the third?
2.
I mean, to my mind, it's one of those 2, frankly. So who's the third?
Well, this is a bit left field, but Marco Penge was raised as a name. Now, he won in Denmark,
Yes, he did.
and this is Ben's argument here. He's not here to stand up for himself, but I'm going to stand up for
see the
Ben on his
backpedaling straight away.
behalf.
Yeah, it's not me.
I can see
promise.
the argument.
Yeah.
Marco was tipped for the Ryder Cup, I believe, by Dame Laura Davies months ago, and we kind of scoffed at it. But
Okay.
her reasoning was that this guy hits the ball absolutely miles, which is true.
Mhm.
There's not many players who hit the ball further than Marco,
Mm-hmm.
and Bethpage Black is going to be an incredibly long golf course. We know that the Americans are going to set it up to suit players like DeChambeau, who hits at a mile. Scotty Scheffler is a really long hitter, which is kind of
Mhm,
underrated part of his game. Would Marco be the kind of wild card that you could put into that environment and do really well? And he's playing great. He just beat Rasmus Højgaard round a course in Denmark.
Mm.
If he does well at the Belfry this weekend, could that be a cat amongst the pigeons? Possibly.
So I think you've just answered your own question there. He
Go
has
on.
to do well in the British Masters this week.
Yes.
I mean, had Marco Penge not won in Denmark, was he really in the conversation for one of those places?
Not really, but he has gone and won.
Yeah, which is fine. He's
Yeah.
also world number 73.
Gone
Mhm.
twice
So
this
real
year.
terms, he's outside the top 100 probably. If
Yeah.
the world rankings were including the players that frankly it should be including.
Mhm.
So he's way, way, way down. And players have won in the weeks leading up to picks being made before. Players have won in Denmark in the weeks running up to picks being made. In the days, frankly, Matt Wallace, anybody? So I think he's going to have to show a bit more this week. Frankly, I think Marco needs to go and win again this week.
Do you think if he wins again, he gets a pick. If Rasmus finishes outside, I believe it's around the top 30. If Rasmus had a bad week and Marco wins 2 weeks in a row, is Luke Donald picking him?
Oh, good question.
Thanks. First time for everything.
I am going to say no, because let's say Rasmus, I think Rasmus only has to have something like a tie for 23rd to auto-qualify. Mm-hmm. So if he gets in, is Marco going to take the place of Shane Lowry, Matt Fitzpatrick, one of those guys? No, he's not. So I don't think... I think he's peaking too late, Marco. No disrespect to him. Frankly, nothing but respect him, given everything that he's been through over the last year in particular. Mm-hmm. I think he's a fantastic golfer, but I think it's too soon.
I do agree. But what if Rasmus misses the cut and he doesn't get in his own?
If Rasmus misses the cut, then what, are we going to judge a guy's value in a Ryder Cup sense based upon 1 week and 2 rounds? No, you're not.
No.
They're taking a bigger picture view of this, which is, again, why I don't think Marco has done enough to be in the conversation. It's all well and good peaking late, but that's no different, really, than peaking early. What they're wanting to see is somebody who does 2 things, who has consistency across the qualifying period and ideally has a bit of experience. Now, there's nothing he can do about that. It's not his fault he's not played in a Ryder Cup before. He doesn't have that experience, as a what would you call it, a tool in his locker at the moment. It's not his fault he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
But equally, they want to have some sort of assurance that this guy is not just having a good few weeks. They want to see, I mean, he could be playing really well right now, but the Ryder Cup's still a month away.
Yeah.
And this could just be a little purple patch of 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's in the team, head starts to spin. Oh my God, I need to think about the first tee shot. Haven't really given it much thought. Haven't been considered that much by the captains, vice captains, and so on. Now I'm in the team. Wow, a lot of pressure to put on a young lad's shoulders, that is. Not saying he's not capable. I'm not saying that he wouldn't do a good job. I'm saying that there are other players there who have so much of a stronger case to be made.
I do completely agree. I just think it's interesting. We do look at, with captain's picks, feel like it has to be someone who's playing really well at that moment.
Yeah, I think that's an old-fashioned thought.
Yeah,
it's a really old-fashioned way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is frankly how Eduardo Molinari got in the team in 2010, because he had a hot summer and he won the last qualifying event at Glen Eagles, and bang, he's right in there. But Eduardo also, his brother was on the team as well.
Yep.
So straight away, there was a pairing made. Monty's decision, Monty captain at the time, his decision was pretty simple, because it was like, well, Eduardo could go in and he would play with his brother, and they did. And they played pretty well. I think in the end, Eduardo actually outscored Francesco that week.
Yeah.
So, nah, I'm sorry. I like Marco. As I say, I have a lot of respect for how he's handled the challenges that he faced around his gambling ban and so on. Huge amount of respect from smashing player. He's played pretty well, outside of that win in Denmark, obviously tied for second at the Scottish Open, but he missed the cut of the Open.
Yeah.
At Trump a couple of weeks ago, there he was, tied 27th. He's not doing enough for me, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Marco. I tried, Marco. Mate. I tried for you.
No,
James, any rebuttal there?
I can see a glimmer of why he could get picked, but I don't think it's enough to even kind of consider. Like, even if he did well, like this week, I just don't see it. I think, yes, he drives the ball and really, like, he hits an absolute mile, by the way. Hits a flat fade. It's really nice to watch. But I think Bethpage would probably be a course that would actually be quite well set up for him, because it will be, like you said, it's going to be playing long. But I just don't think he has the experience. He's not played in America, really, apart from...
good point, actually, yeah. That's not to be overlooked.
I mean, high 28th in the PGA Championship, though. Like, not bad for your kind of first one. But again,
you're not hanging a pick on that, though.
No, exactly. And I think it's a very promising sign of what's to come for Marco Penge. But I think if he continues to play with this consistency in the future, I think, 100%.
2 years from now, absolutely. Adair Manor, if he keeps it going, he'll probably make the team if he keeps playing the way he's been playing the past month. But the other point is, no real team experience.
No.
Yeah, he wasn't part of the Hero Cup at the start of the year. That
true.
shows just how far out of the conversation he really was. You know, for his most recent team experience, team appearances, you're going back to what would it be? I'm looking at it now, the Jack Leglise Trophy in 2016, the European Amateur, European Boys, nah.
You're going way, way back.
All right, let's cross him off the list then, shall we?
Sorry, Marco.
Sorry,
That's
Marco.
all right.
Big,
Yeah,
like I say,
it's an
big
interesting
fan.
thought, isn't it?
Genuinely a big fan, but
not this year.
Not this year.
Not this time. All right,
Better luck next.
Let's move up my list. See, I'm hosting. This is great. I'm liking
this
this
is all right,
conversation.
yeah.
Doing okay so far. I don't think Michael has to be too worried yet, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm not.
No, you're not. Right. Next up, and I feel like we're getting into the main contender.
We're getting into it.
Harry Hall.
Yes.
This is someone who has been so consistent on the PGA Tour this year without really contending to win, which, granted, he finished 6th last week in the BMW, but his stats throughout the year have been incredible. Really, really good putter. And he actually leads the tour in birdie average per round. He's tied with Scotty Scheffler in that, about 4.5 birdies per round, which for match play is great. Played all his golf in America this year, which has got to be a big plus point. Doesn't really seem like much phases him. No? Is that not a plus?
We'll come back to that.
Right, okay.
It's a plus, but it's not an exclusive plus.
No, okay. And seems to be someone who doesn't really put a foot wrong. Is he what Europe need here? Someone who's, level-headed, going in, he's playing out in the States, feels like really calm persona, doesn't seem like anything bothers him. You go on Getty right now and type in Harry Hall, it's just like pictures of him just looking like stony-faced.
Yeah, I did like his post-round interview on was it
Nick
Sunday
Doherty.
with Nick Doherty. Poor Nick was trying his absolute hardest, but I think actually you and Murray did them both a favour afterwards because it wasn't a very comfortable interview to listen to.
No, it wasn't.
And Ewan very quickly pointed out, he's still very much in game mode right now, which I think was the polite way of
still in it. It's not come out of it.
Yeah.
James, what do you think? I'll defer to you in the first instance on Harry.
If I was going to choose someone, I would be looking at him. I would probably be picking Harry Hall. And reason being is purely he is one of the best putters in the world right now. And I think for match play, that is just such a key factor, especially in the Ryder Cup.
Birdies win points.
I mean, he's first in average putts per round. He's got the best putting average on the PGA Tour right now. He is the best putter, arguably, on the PGA Tour.
So why is he not already in the team? Why is he not closer to making the team on his own merit? If he's that good.
That's something I was trying to figure out and scratch my head at as well. But if you look at his kind of other stats as well, the stuff that he does kind of struggle with is the consistency off the tee. So he does miss a lot of fairways. However, he does make a lot of birdies. So you can argue that. I
would argue as well that might not be as much of an issue at Bethpage if the Americans set it up the way that we expect them to set it up.
Yeah.
Those fairways will be widened, that rough will be trimmed down.
Exactly.
So that big miss won't be as big of a miss.
No, exactly. And let's say if he is paired up and whoever his pairing would be in a foursomes, that is an unbelievable foursome partner to have. If they're going to be draining putts left, right, and centre, and like Lewis is saying, 4.5 birdies around, best on tour. Like, you want that guy in your team, surely.
Yeah, so I am right on the fence here with him because I really like Harry Hall. I love his demeanour. I love his attitude. There's almost an arrogance to him, and I don't think it is, but you could interpret that Nick Doherty interview as arrogance. And I loved that. I
it's
just
a
thought,
quiet confidence.
Yeah,
really,
there's a guy that is just totally comfortable in his own skin, knows what he's doing, knows how good he is. I mean, in the last 3 months, statistically, the 6th best player in the world, according to Data Golf. Scheffler, Fleetwood, Rahm, Ben Griffin, who's absolutely tooled up in creatine.
That was hilarious. I was dying when he said that.
Those are the only guys who are statistically playing better golf than Harry Hall in the last 3 months. There should be a very strong case to make for him. And I think there is. But when he said that he hadn't really heard from anyone, that he's not been in the loop, that he hasn't been fitted for Ryder Cup uniforms, that was a massive, massive, massive red flag.
Yeah.
You ain't getting in the team if your clothes don't fit. Simple.
His hat as well.
I did worry when I heard that, and I had a few messages from people over the weekend saying, yep, there we go. European Boys Club in full effect. I genuinely don't think it's that. I think he's just surprised everyone by how strong a case he's made. Now, they could fit him. They could get him into the gear that he needs to be. But I don't think right now he is. I think he needs to win this week to almost make the case for him too good to ignore.
He's playing well enough to win it. There's no reason why you can't. But I think it's such an interesting one because he does strike me as, even though on paper he has an incredible case, obviously with those 5 top 10s this year, playing out there in America, he knows probably what the fans are going to bring, played in front of the crowd.
Lives in Vegas. I mean,
exactly.
He's to all intents and purposes an American.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's it. So I think he's got everything going for him, but for some reason, you can't help but feel like he is maybe just a little bit of an outsider from that team.
That's exactly it. That's the point I was making when you said about, plays mostly in the PGA Tour. I'm like, it's a good thing, but a bad thing.
Agree.
He's not in the European circle. The European Tour or DP World Tour, it needs to feel loved. It needs to feel special.
Well,
and has he shown it? I don't use the word clique,
no, but it is. It's like a proper. It's a proper team environment. It's not like, we're just picking the best players and hopefully they'll work together. We've seen the Americans do that before, and it's just not worked at all.
I think for Harry Hall, you could easily read 2 years ago, Seamus Power. It was just slightly different. Seamus got off to a really fast start in the season, and people were like, oh yeah, he's guaranteed to make the team. But when it came closer to pick time, his form had tailed off a little, granted. But yeah, it was just, there's other people ahead of him. And I think Rasmus Højgaard is the guy who's ahead of him right now. If Rasmus gets in, Shane Lowry will be the guy who's ahead of him. So, or Matt Fitzpatrick or somebody else who could make a better case for. The whole thing about, I'm going to slightly contradict myself maybe a bit when I say the whole thing about him being the 6th best player in the world statistically, and everyone's throwing out, but the data says this about Harry Hall, the data says that about Harry Hall. All well and good, right? But the Ryder Cup's not played on paper.
No,
there's a lot more goes into it than that when it comes to picks. Data has, it has revolutionized the Ryder Cup. It's made captains' decisions maybe a little bit easier. It's certainly helped. It's contributed, I think, to Europe's success over the last 20 years. It's been leaned on heavier and heavier. I know some of the guys who were behind the compiling of stats for the 2018 match in Paris. And that week, when I saw them, they were like, we predicted this 12 for Europe 9 months ago.
Wow.
They were looking at so many trends and looking at all those other variables, and they're like, we pretty much knew that was the 12. And remember, there was a couple of surprises in that team as well. But the whole thing about data, and this is true in all walks of life, it's certainly true in our jobs as well. I keep saying it to you guys, data should only ever inform your decision. It shouldn't make your decision, because there are other intangibles. I liken it all the time. You guys are probably sick of hearing this. When you're driving your car and you've got that little computer on your dash, and it very helpfully says, all right, you're in 2nd right now, might want to go up to 3rd. But you can see that 20 yards away, there is a steep as fuck hill. And if you go into 3rd, your car's going to stall. That's an example of where data is good up to a point. If you trusted it implicitly and didn't allow for any sort of intangibles or anecdotal evidence, then it will probably not benefit you. So that's where with Harry, yes, the data's making a really strong case for him. But it's the other anecdotal stuff, not really around those guys that often. Hasn't been in communication with captains, hasn't been fitted for clothes. A bit of an outsider. Those are the things that will factor into it. And, who's he going to play with?
What worries me the most is you can look at data golf and everything else, and that's great. Go on his Wikipedia. He's won once in the PGA Tour, and that was the ISCO Championship.
That's the other part.
by all
How
means,
many times
great.
has he contended to win a title? You can be as consistent as you want, but you need to be
then,
consistently
not
trying
really
to win.
ever.
Yeah.
And that's my main concern with Harry Hall, is that he's played great, but he's never really been under the pressure of, like we've seen it with Tommy Fleetwood, where you're under, extreme example from recent weeks, but under the gun and you need to hit the shots to win this event. And all of a sudden, everything either goes wrong or goes right. Harry's not really been in that situation. As much as his stats are fantastic, his stats are great from not playing when, not that it doesn't matter, but not playing when there's trophies up for grabs.
Yeah.
And that's probably what's gonna count against him here, because we're gonna go up the list to Rasmus Højgaard.
One more thing on Harry Hall. He's had 4 top 10s all year.
Yeah.
4 top 10s.
Uh-huh.
That's not cutting the mustard.
That's not enough.
That's not a stat by which you can say, I should be on that team.
Yep.
You need more than that.
Yeah.
But you could argue and look at Rasmus Højgaard's numbers as well, and he's not, apart from what he's done at the Danish this year, he's not really done anything like that's that special. Like, he's missed
one big difference.
A lot of cuts.
One big difference.
Go for it.
Played the Hero Cup this year.
Yeah. But that's it.
Yeah, but he's also been playing very well for, a period of time. He's known to all of the people. Nicholas Kolsart's vice captain, Eduardo Molinari, Francesco Molinari, they all know him.
Yeah.
Do they know? And you can't keep tabs on absolutely everybody. Maybe you should. But do they know Harry Hall as well? Do they know what makes him tick? These things are important. Do they know what gets him up, what gets him down? Do they know what makes him happy, what makes him sad? Do they know what he likes for lunch? Do they know how he chills?
Yeah.
These things count. And they will know all that about Rasmus.
Yeah. Oh, I totally get that, but I can't help but lean into what I see on paper a little bit as well, and just kind of like love Rasmus. I think he's great, but this year, apart from finishing second, his next best finish after that's tied 12.
Yeah,
and there's not been that much. But then you look at what Harry Hall's done this year, and he has been Mr. Consistent. He has had those top 10 finishes and stand-up performances in America as well. That I think he is definitely in the conversation. But
I think he's in the conversation.
But I think both of them need to have 2 very good weeks, and I think one really has to stand out more than the other.
The difference is that only one of them, correct me if I'm wrong here, but only one of them can actually qualify for the team automatically this week.
Yeah.
And that's Rasmus. So straight away, he's made a stronger case.
I think for Hall, it reminds me somewhat of Adrian Moronk last year.
Yeah.
In that, does Harry Hall deserve a pick for the Ryder Cup? Yes, probably does deserve, because he's played so well this year. Granted, he's not really been in contention, but his game is brilliant. You look at statistically over the last few months, he's been one of the best players in the world, made it to the Tour Championship. Does that mean that he's the best option? Not necessarily, unfortunately for him. I don't think he's going to get onto the team. I think it will be Rasmus Højgaard. And yeah, you might think it's wild.
I think it's wild.
When it comes to the actual match itself,
yeah.
Do I want Harry Hall or Rasmus Højgaard playing a singles match? Probably Rasmus. In fact, definitely Rasmus.
Yeah, but you've just said it's like, so you're not going to take one of the best players in the world currently, what you're saying?
Yeah.
Over Rasmus Højgaard. I find that absolutely mental.
Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah.
Not Højlund. Yeah, he'd be Rasmus. He'd be terrible. Højgaard. But you know what I mean? Like, you're not taking one of the best players currently, statistically, in the world over Rasmus Højgaard. To me, that just sounds mental. He's obviously finished second recently.
Team alchemy is important,
but
you don't just pick players who are necessarily the 12 best. If that was the case, they would just have 12 picks.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's, again, if you want to liken it to football, you can't just have a team of 12 disparate but brilliant players.
Yeah. That'd be great. 12 would be fantastic.
12 would be fantastic.
Yeah. I know.
Sometimes Man United have that.
Yes.
As a Rangers
they just
fan,
let them carry
we've
on.
definitely had that. I think we had that at one point in the second half against Alba.
Yeah.
But it's, you can't just have a team of individuals who are statistically brilliant at what they do.
Yeah.
You need to have
the chemistry. I get that.
The chemistry is important.
Yeah.
And I think Rasmus is an easier fit, rightly or wrongly, than Harry is right now.
Yeah.
Who are we going for? Like, let's just take a pick out of those 3.
Harry Hall.
Rasmus Højgaard.
Rasmus Højgaard.
Yeah.
Are we missing anyone? Is there anybody else in the conversation?
Is there anything? Is there anything to be said? Another mass.
I don't.
What about? No, I've got a name, which is Nikolai Højgaard. Is there anything to be said for just taking the same 12? I don't think there is, but I've heard it mentioned by others. Just take the same 12 players. Nikolai, and there's an argument to be made. Again, we're talking about length of the tee. There's not many who hit it further than Nikolai.
Mm-hmm.
Rasmus is a really long hitter as well. Nikolai's even longer. It worked at Rome. Is there a case to be made there?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Okay,
No.
fair enough.
No.
You asked if there's any others, and I don't think there is, but he was the name that came.
Out of those three we've mentioned, I mean, even Marco Penge was a stretch. I think
you can make a case. I think you can make a stronger case for Marco than you can Nikolai, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Matt Wallace?
No.
He would love to be there. If it was picked on players that want to play the Ryder Cup, I think he'd be an automatic selection.
I think earlier on in the year, he was definitely in the conversation. He did play incredibly well, and he's just kind of fizzled and kind of disappeared a little bit off the boil. But
not for
not this time.
He's
not
just
this
not
time
playing well
round.
enough, unfortunately. Yeah.
So 2 for Rasmus, 1 for Harry. Ask us again in a week's time. Could all change.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we will. Guess what next week's episode will be about?
Matt Wallace gets picked for the Ryder
Matt Wallace wins the British Masters by 12 shots.
Do you know what I think's interesting though? Just before we move on, I mentioned it a couple of times, the Hero Cup. If you look at the players that have played in it, so from the GB&I team, which I've only just realised was all English with the exception of Tom McKibben. But of that, Tommy Fleetwood's in, Tyrrell Hatton is in, and then the other guys, Laurie Cantor, Matt Jordan, obviously I mentioned McKibben, Aaron Rye, Jordan Smith, Matt Wallace, Paul Waring, all these guys that were in the conversation at the start of the year, gone.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Continental Europe team, take Rasmus out of the equation, right? Julien Guerrier, Roman Longasque, Matteo Manacero. I mean, oh God, what a chance he had if he gets onto the PGA Tour this year. And Rasmus Niergaard Peterson, Nicholas Norgard, Torbjorn Olesen, Mathieu Pavon, and Antoine Rosner.
There's so many of those guys who are just not even close to being
not anywhere
not
near
in the
it.
right postcode, unfortunately.
Yeah. Nicholas Norgard as well. Like, he bombs it. Like, he would be great on F as well, but his game is just not there at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah. The thing is, at the time, it's realistic that a lot of those guys, like Manacero is a good example, playing in the PGA Tour, if he goes and wins a couple of events, I say that as if it's nothing, but if he goes and has a season like Harry Hall has had, are we saying get him on the team? Possibly. You could say that for Pavon, you say that for Nicholas Norgard, but it's just not transpired that way
Mateo's
at
the
all.
world number 149 right now.
Yeah.
In fact, let's look at the Ryder Cup standings for Europe, find out exactly where
you will have to scroll
Matteo
past a
is
lot of people.
right now. Search for a player. Matteo, he's 37th.
Yeah.
I mean, just nowhere near it. Let's have a bit of fun with that. So let's look at another one. Matthew Pavon.
Yeah.
79th.
That's
79th.
Who's 78th? Does it show you? James is James.
It maybe would, but
I've got the list.
I'm just searching by name.
Yeah.
78 is
Manuel Oliveira.
I mean, yeah, not great.
No,
not great. Look, we could go through that all
that's a good game
for the
I
next
like that
hour.
game,
But let's talk a little bit before the break about the PGA Tour. Its season is winding down. Tour Championship this week in Atlanta, Georgia. Love that city. Love that city. Amazing place.
Good golf course.
Yeah. You played it?
No.
Great. Thanks for the insight.
Good
So,
golf course, though.
I mean, it feels like Scotty Scheffler is going to win it.
But yeah,
both
probably.
the tournament and the FedEx Cup.
Mhm.
But Lewis, you posed the question here: how are we rating the PGA Tour season 2025 as it draws to a close? Any highlights or lowlights? James, you first.
I mean, the biggest highlight for me, I think, is Rory winning the Grand Slam. That just stands out like a sore thumb. And I think the way he did it was incredibly. It's just typical Rory McIlroy, just making you
It's never going to be any other way.
Just make you think he's just throwing it away, and then produces probably some of the best shot you'll ever see in golf. I think that's going to be on a highlight reel forever. But I think as well, what really stood out for me, JJ Spawn's performance this year, I thought was incredible. Kind of started off really hot, winning, and then just continued to play so consistent and playing his way into that top 10 on the OWGR. Just incredible what he's achieved this year. Obviously winning the US Open as well. But one that has really surprised me is Mr. Justin Rose. Age is just a number. I think the heartbreak for him at the Masters must have been incredibly tough. But for him to, be so happy for McIlroy after that just shows you what a kind of champion he is.
Yeah, and then he's a class act.
And then to come back and still maintain the consistency and then go out and then win on the PGA Tour was long overdue, and you could see it coming. And I just think for me that was just class, a class act for him. But then another one for me is just how well Bob's done on the PGA Tour as well. I think it's just been amazing. We can go on about Scotty Scheffler, but he's just ridiculous what he's achieved. But I do think what Scotty's done on the PGA Tour this year is great for the game.
Yes, would agree with that.
Would you agree with that?
You've pretty much covered every tournament that happened there, James. That's great.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Actually, here's a question just before you go, Lewis. Can any of you, either of you, in fact, well, producer Dex, you can chip in as well if you know the answer, but either of you know who the winner of the opening PGA Tour event of the season was?
Hideki Matsuyama.
Oh, Lewis, well played.
Thanks.
Nice one.
Thank you.
It was the Century in Hawaii. Hideki.
He shot 47 under par or something like that. Every hole's like a par 5, isn't it? So.
I was going to say JJ Spawn, but that was the week after, wasn't it?
Nope.
No?
Nick
about
Taylor.
3 months after.
Was it 3 months after?
JJ Spawn didn't win until...
Was that beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Sorry.
When the season
started.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, Lewis, you were going to talk us through highlights, lowlights.
Rose again, winning that playoff against Spawn, just fantastic. I thought that tournament was absolutely brilliant towards the end. With Fleetwood leading, it was like watching a car crash, unfortunately, in that you knew what was coming, but you just couldn't take your eyes off it, which was tough. But then at the end with Rose's playoff brilliance. Shout out Brian Campbell, short hitters. Guy hits it the shortest on tour by about 6 yards.
Big ups,
and
Brian.
Won twice, which incredible. I'm a big fan of that. So
you can relate.
Yeah, but I can. Well, not to winning twice in tour, unfortunately. To being the shortest in the group, I can relate. Scheffler, the stat that stands out most is that he's played 18 times, including majors this year, and he's finished in the top 25 every single time. And that's probably going to become 19 times this week at the Tour Championship. Just
if he hadn't
ridiculous.
had that Christmas Day accident.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's mental.
Because he had such a slow start to the year by his own standards. We're going, 2024, we'll always remember that fondly in the Scheffler household. And
got
then,
on with that pretty quick, didn't he?
I know.
Just don't have ravioli for Christmas dinner.
No,
You're asking for trouble in more ways than one.
I think he's just going to get a chef this time round, isn't he?
You would think.
Hope. Yeah, come on,
You'd
Scotty.
think so.
Earned enough money this year to cover that.
Honestly, he could, with all the money he's made, he could fly out Marcus Waring, Marco Pierre White, Gordon Ramsay, and I don't know, name another. Have them all there. Let them do a course each.
I'm not going to suggest Jamie Oliver. I don't.
Good grief!
Don't think he could afford him. So
no, definitely not. No. Monica Galetti, fly them all out. Greg Wallace can stay at home.
Yeah, let's not take Greg.
Greg's not going.
No.
But they could all do a course each. Like Monica could be on vegetables, for example. I'm sure she'll do something really nice and creative with the parsnips and Brussels sprouts.
Yep.
Get Marco Pierre White. He can take care of the turkey. Gordon Ramsay can do the starter, probably a little bit of prawn cocktail or something like that.
Prawn cocktail, yeah, I love prawn
And then
cocktail.
Christmas pudding, that could be Marcus Waring could do that for him quite easily.
Well, Scotty, there you go.
Anything's better than making your own ravioli with a pint glass.
That's mental. You've got surely a roller in the house or something. Anything other than a glass object.
Imagine that. You've got.
Do you reckon he was drunk?
Oh, there's a question.
Possibly.
Was Scotty Scheffler?
He's just drank the wine.
Full?
Yeah, he's had the wine now, right?
He's just gone for it straight away.
What have I got to hand? The glass? That'll do.
This will do. Oh, it's in my hand. Great. You would think with all that money and all that winnings, you would own a fucking rolling.
Well, honestly,
Sure
or
does.
something that looks like a rolling pin that's not made of glass.
Yeah.
Or is it his kitchen's that big, he doesn't know where anything is?
The rolling pin's too far away.
Yeah, he's like,
it's in the
bothered.
east wing of the
Yeah,
kitchen.
he's just checking with his fucking rangefinder. It's too far out there.
But yeah, no, you're right. You both, have mentioned a few good highlights. For me, I think the biggest highlight was probably just how bad the big name Americans were to start the year.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at the winners of the opening, let's say 9 events, well, 4 of them were Americans, and they were Harris English, Brian Campbell, Joe Highsmith, remember him?
Left-hander with the bucket hat.
And
Cool.
Russell Henley. But then it was a pretty eclectic tour at the start of the year. Hideki winning, Nick Taylor, Sepp Straka, Rory at Pebble, Thomas Dietrich. I mean, there's another guy.
Gosh, yeah. I'm not mentioned
He was meant to be in the Ryder Cup team, and now he's not even in the conversation for a pick.
Wow.
Ludwig winning at the Genesis. It wasn't really until, Brian Harmon, I guess. But yeah, Justin Thomas at the RBC Heritage that one of the core of big name Americans finally won. Then Scotty showed up at the CJ Cup in May, and all hell broke loose after that. I like the fact that Carl Phillips won. Purely, Carl, Aussie kid, I think, or New Zealander.
Yeah.
He won the Puerto Rico Open the week of the Arnold Palmer, so one of those opposite field events. I like the fact that he won for one reason and one reason only.
What's that?
Sunday Red Ambassador.
Oh, of course.
You would have got long odds on the first winner on the PGA Tour for Sunday Red not being Tiger Woods.
Very long.
Very long.
Good on.
So, no,
Looking
it's been
good while doing it.
an interesting season. You mentioned Rory in the career Grand Slam. I mean, for me, that is a personal highlight as much as anything else. Yep, it was pretty cool. But I noticed that his odds of winning the BBC Sports Personality of the Year have lengthened.
Yes.
He's no longer the favourite. The favourite is Lioness Chloe Kelly. So Rory's now the second favourite.
There you go.
Shrugging his shoulders, Lewis. Now, I don't think Rory will be disappointed.
No.
I don't think he'll be crying into the sleeve of his green jacket.
No, I don't think he will be.
Sitting on his bed of money.
I mean, what more do you have to do apart from make legitimate sporting history?
He might still win it. Do you think he would go if he wasn't going to win?
Oh, not a chance. If he got the
before,
sense he wasn't going to win, he wouldn't
not
be
bother.
there.
Yeah, no.
Even if he was
anyway,
odds-on favourite to win on the night, I'm pretty sure he would.
I don't even watch it anymore. I used to, and I don't.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I know you do, Michael, because it riles you up, and you like watching it because it annoys you.
25.
But it's on like the 28th of December. Like I'm not bothered.
No, it's
at that
not.
point.
It's before Christmas.
Is it? It used to be around that.
No, it never did.
It
never ever did, Lewis.
You've struck a nerve.
Yeah, I know. I have struck a nerve.
It
Everything
was part
about
of the
sports personality
pre-Christmas menu.
It's a load of nonsense anyway.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But you are wrong and frankly offensive in saying that it happened after Christmas.
Right. Sorry, it was a mistake.
Don't let it happen again.
Right.
Anything else we need to discuss about the PGA Tour, or can we just go straight to asked and answered? I feel like we can talk more about the PGA Tour next week and review it in a bit more detail there and maybe surprise performances and whatnot. Let's do asked and answered. And again, I'm going to throw to you the host by proxy, Lewis Fraser, because you came up with this one.
Yeah, I was. So the answer is 5,245. Do you want me to bring up what our good listeners
have
been?
Right. I've got a list
you've
of
done that. Good.
Yeah, I've done that.
Because I haven't done that.
Right,
James,
okay. So
5,245. James, any thoughts on what that could be?
How many times you've complained about your ribs?
No.
More than that.
Right.
How many times did you think you were having a heart attack, but it was just a wee rib?
How many ounces of creatine does Ben Griffin go through in a typical week?
What I will say, like, people were like, oh, he's like overdose. That's ridiculous. He didn't overdose. He just took it about 2 hours early.
Yeah, that's not overdosing.
As soon as it kicked in, like, he played unbelievable after that. He made like 8 birdies the rest of the day. So just take it before the driving range. You'll be the best player on the planet.
The thing is as well, what people don't actually realize is creatine is something I take, but it doesn't actually it's not like a pre-workout. It doesn't just all of a sudden give you energy. So what's happened is he's taken, like he said, he was like a couple crystals that were stuck in it. So what happens is that's just been lodged in the back of his throat and he's just not been able to get rid of it. So he's just flapping for 6 holes, basically. He's made up some bullshit excuse that it's like, oh, I've overdosed in creatine, which you can do.
I was absolutely rattling, boss.
But like, I was just like buzzing. I was like bouncing off the ceiling. I'm like, shut up. No, you weren't. It doesn't do that much to you. But yeah, that just got me good when he said that. Oh, it's stuck in the back of my throat because I've had that before. And you're just like,
are you on it now? Jeez.
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm just on ADHD, mate.
From our social media followers, Ross Kelvington, how many waggles does Brian Harman take before every shot?
Oh, it's painful.
Remember they had the waggle counter when he was leading the Open?
I thought that was a little bit mean, but also objectively hilarious.
Yeah, that whoever did that deserves a promotion. That was fantastic.
Definitely. SCB 27, the amount of money in dollars that Patrick Cantley finally settled for to wear a hat at Bethpage. No, it's more than that.
Yeah, put a zero
per
after
hole.
the 5. Yeah,
put a few zeros.
Have you seen the US Ryder Cup outfits?
Terrible.
Did you notice them?
Yeah,
not a fan
this morning. Nah, not a fan. It doesn't look cool. These things are difficult because when they actually wear it, it might be better. But yeah, nah, not a fan. It's
just out of context.
Yeah, there's something they just can't seem to get it right. But yeah, nah, we'll see how it looks when they're actually wearing it.
Yeah, when they lose.
Oof, fighting talk.
Yeah.
Easy on the creatine there, James. Kevin McHugh, is it the number of swear words that came out of Bob Mack's mouth on Sunday?
Oof,
yeah, probably close.
close.
We haven't discussed that. Again, it's kind of yesterday's news, but yeah, sore one for Bob.
Very
but
sore.
a lot of positives to take from it. Career high now, 8th in the world rankings. He's 9th in the FedEx Cup standings. He now knows what it's like to have that kind of a lead and blow it.
Yeah,
which I think is important. You've got to be able to win at losing, and Bob's done that now. So
I kind of like the aggression coming from him though.
Yeah,
it shows that it really does. Like he knows he has what it takes, and and he knows
the 2 wins have proven to him that he has what it takes.
I think he's starting to realize just how good he actually is. I think he like playing along Scotty Scheffler and watching what he did, especially on 17 when he mental. But like just being able to hang with the number one, the best player in the world, he's like, I'm good. I'm definitely, I'm all right at this. I'm doing well.
I might be able to do this for a job.
I could do this full time.
No, it was disappointing for Bob, obviously, but yeah, swear words, maybe Kevin. Maybe. Craig Meikle, how many lockers Wyndham Clark has smashed up this season?
Very good.
Duncan Carey. Duncan. Good man is Duncan. Absolute stats genius. Doesn't bother for this. Is it the number of times that Michael McEwen has mentioned he's played Augusta?
There we go.
It's Augusta National, actually.
I think maybe double that number and then triple it is probably closer.
I mean, yeah. I'm not going to deny it. Would you? Honestly, if you guys ever play Augusta, are you going to not tell people about it?
I'd talk about it more than you do.
Thank you.
I don't really see what the fuss is.
So you're not going?
No.
Zelda. The brilliantly named Zelda. I used to love playing that game. Back in the day.
Game
Nintendo.
Boy.
I did the NES. I didn't have a SNES, I had the NES, the one before it. Zelda, great game.
Yeah.
Zelda says, how many times did I sigh and say, oh, Bobby, on Sunday? Indeed.
It's Bob.
It is Bob. And James Tracy, how much money has Scotty Scheffler earned per shot this year?
Oh.
Now, I thought 5,245, right? God. I've actually looked this up. James, you have no idea how close you were.
Oh, really?
Really close. Scotty Scheffler on the PGA Tour this year has hit 4,904 shots and earned $23,962,883 in official earnings for an average of $4,886 per shot. He's out by 400.
He's still got the Tour Championship to play, though. You could be right.
James.
That's
unreal.
Yeah. Take your hat
Remarkable. I wish that was the answer.
Well done, James. So, no, it's not the answer, I gather. And Lewis, you're going to tell us what the answer is, the other side of this commercial break. Do not go anywhere.
Tee off with our exclusive Hot Eagle breaks at McDonald's Golf Hotels and Resorts, including Spey Valley Aviemore and Cardrona Resort in Peebles, both recent hosts of the Tartan Pro Tour, with stunning locations and a championship golf course featured at both 4-star hotels. One-night golf breaks from only £95 per person at Cardrona and £115 per person at Spey Valley. Be flexible on date and get the best rate. But be an early birdie. Limited spaces available. Search McDonald Hot Eagle breaks for more.
Welcome back. Part 2 of this week's Bunkered podcast in association with Callaway Golf. Michael, James and Lewis with you. Producer Dex in the corner. Asked and answered. So before the break, 5,245 is the answer. What is the question? Lewis?
Yes. The question is the number of golfers that entered the US Amateur this year.
Jesus.
Which I thought was remarkable.
It's quite a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a huge amount.
So obviously not everyone will get into the event.
No.
Because, I was looking at the rules and regulations, and the handicap limit is 0.4. So if you're a 2 handicap trying to enter the US Amateur, you're probably in the wrong place, unfortunately.
0.4, geez.
Yes. That was won by Mason Howell, who I was dismayed to find out was born in 2007.
What?
Which is, just remarkable.
2007?
Yes, was when he was
In
born.
his lifetime, Tiger has won 2 of his 15 majors.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And now he's won the US Amateur and he's going to the Masters next year. 2007.
That makes you sick.
It does make you sick. Yeah.
I started here in 2004.
Oh.
Kids these days.
Well, yeah.
Great week, by the way, for Niall
God.
Shields Donegan.
Yes.
The only non-American to make it to the last 8, made it as far as the semi-finals in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Niall, good Scottish lad, despite what is a little bit of the Graham McDowell's going on in the accent there, Niall, but I'll allow it. You've spent a lot of years in the States. Niall, his dad is, of course, Lawrence Donegan, who used to be the golf correspondent for the Guardian and didn't play on tour, but caddied on tour, I believe, for a while. Wrote a phenomenal book, 4 Iron in the Soul. Please go and read that if you haven't. That is essential reading for every golf fan. Lawrence, absolutely top man. And yeah, good to see that Niall obviously takes after, I presume, his mum when it comes to playing golf. I'm only joking, Lawrence. Calm down. So yeah, great week's work from Niall, and that got him into the GBNI Walker Cup team as well.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Cypress Point. Is that, am I reading that
Yes.
right?
The Walker Cup venues are just remarkable.
They go to all the best places.
Best
don't they?
places, yeah. Well, it was the Old Course last time,
Mhm.
and then was it Pine Valley?
Pine
in
Valley.
the US before that.
Oh, Pine
Now
Valley.
Cypress Point.
Yeah.
They are genuinely this close, I'm sure, to phoning up Augusta National and saying, go and just let us on."
Fancy having us. You can see why Stuart Hagestad doesn't turn him pro, can't you?
And Fred Ridley will go, no.
Yeah, he will do, unfortunately.
5,245. That is a lot of entries.
Yeah. I was on that. I saw someone responded saying, "Is it the number of yards my golf course is from the yellow tees?"
Don't know, mate.
Is it? You tell us. So if it is, then maybe that's the answer.
Let's get a calculator and add it up.
Well, no,
Let
just look at
us
the scorecard.
That's what I mean.
So,
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
there's another way of reading that as well, which is that it was a genuine inquisition. Is that how long my course is?
I don't know, mate.
As opposed to, I know how long my course is. I'm gonna. It's like he's asking us to confirm for him.
Did he put a question mark behind that?
No. Well, he didn't say what golf course it was, so I can't answer.
Absolutely
I don't have time
brilliant.
to go through every single one and say, is it this golf course?
I think we'll just agree. Yes.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably
Yeah.
is.
That is.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Very good. Right. So delighted now to introduce our special guest who I recorded with just the other day. So yes, I am wearing different clothes for those of you watching on YouTube. And no, I'm not wearing a hat. My hair's a riot at the moment, what's left of it. So hence I'm representing the All England Club just now. Wrong sport, don't care. So yeah, Hunter Mahan, I caught up with him the other day to have a little chat about, yes, the Ryder Cup. Also about life away from golf. He just chucked it a few years ago. He decided that he'd had enough of the grind, the traveling, the life, essentially, of being on the PGA Tour. And he's now coaching high school golf, believe it or not. So a chat about that. But equally, we had to start with some convo around Happy Gilmore 2. Hunter was in that. You may not have seen him. You may not have noticed him in the same way that you noticed Scotty Scheffler or Rory or Bryson. or Nelly Corda or Ricky or all of the other cameos, but Hunter arguably had the most important cameo. Here is our chat. Okay, delighted to say we're joined now by a man who has really done it all in the game, and now he's turning his attention to the silver screen as well. Hunter Mahan, a very warm welcome to the Bunker podcast.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
It's great to have you on. First of all, before we go any further, and for the benefit of our audio listeners who won't be able to see this, a YouTube crowd will be looking at this and just, I'm sure their jaws have hit the floor, but for the benefit of the audio crowd, your backdrop is incredible. What a display you've got of all your trophies. I see a couple of Ryder Cups in the corner there as well. A couple of WGC trophies that are amongst my favourites. That is a very cool setup you've got, Mr. Mahan.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's I won some cool trophies, right? You're happy to win any tournament, but when they look like that, man, it makes it even more special for sure.
Do you have a favourite one amongst them all?
Well, the WGCs are cool. They're unique. They're kind of one of a kind. They kind of stand out. They kind of had a nice little run in golf, and they were really neat events to kind of top 70 in the world. And you get to play against all of them on elite setups. The match play against Rory was really special. That was really cool because he was just in the height of his powers at that time. So to go head on head with someone like that and coming on top is really cool.
Yeah, that is pretty smart, I have to say. I've always loved the kind of ceramic look of the WGC trophies. They are very smart indeed. But listen, I'm not going to talk too much about your playing career, if that's okay. We might come to it a little bit later on, but instead I want to talk about your acting career, because you kicked it off with a pretty impressive appearance in Happy Gilmore 2. Now, everyone is probably aware of the various cameos that golfers made in the movie. Scotty Scheffler, I thought, stole the show with his prison gags, and then Rory was in there, Bryson, Brooks, various others. But people might not have spotted you, but you were probably the most important of all the cameos as Adam Sandler's body double, or swing double. Is that the right way to put it?
Yeah, I would say, the golf course double.
Golf course double.
For everything you saw with like Maxi Golf and everything and the Tour Championship and stuff. I was basically there every day. Basically got a call out of the blue on like a Saturday afternoon, and my agent Mary Lau called me, and she was it was funny because she wasn't sure exactly what it was and what it entailed. It was just like, hey, if someone from Happy Gilmore 2, they need some sort of swing person or double. She's like, I think the person who called her didn't know how to explain it correctly and in the right way, because I don't know if anyone could explain it to like a non-golfer trying to explain it to somebody. And so it was kind of open-ended. And I said, well, Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler would be amazing. I don't know, I'm sure what I'm going to do, but obviously I can't say no to that. So I was coaching, still coaching high school, and we had a tournament on Monday, Tuesday. It was actually about 2 hours away. So I said, I've got to get these kids to this tournament. I'm going to call our assistant and then my AD at the school and make sure everything's simpatico and everything will be okay. And and so that took, a day or two, and then left Tuesday afternoon, got there to New Jersey late Tuesday evening, went there Wednesday, got the costume, got the beard, colored my hair, and just made some swings. And they shot like some vids, some pictures, and Adam liked it. And so I was there by Thursday. I was going to be there for the next 6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's incredible. I mean, that is a serious stint. I mean, you're used to a lifestyle on tour and the nature of tour where it's a traveling circus. You go from 1 week to the next, and your weeks are generally 4 rounds, but 6 weeks, that's a serious commitment. And like you say, I mean, you're coaching high school now as well, so a lot to shuffle around, I'm sure, in order to accommodate it.
Yeah, like I said, I called the school immediately and said, hey, I got this opportunity. And they were pumped for me. And they're like, well, that's great. I had a good assistant at the time. He helped a ton. And I think we only had 2-3 tournaments, and he did a great job. I was in contact with the parents, making sure everything was okay. But everything was fine, and the school was really for me and for the opportunity. We stayed. It was crazy. Came home a couple times when I had like a Monday off. They weren't going to use me. They were going to do something else. And so I ran home as soon as I could, hopped on a plane. So I think I was able to do that twice. But it was great. It was really, some days are busier than others, but just to be in that space was really interesting, really cool. Adam, Happy Mass, the team, producers, everyone was just so nice. I mean, it was like I didn't know what to expect from a day-to-day situation and how, not that I was going to be treated poorly, but I just was there for whatever they needed, right? But they really, they appreciated what I was doing. They threw me in the tour championship scene, which was awesome. That took a few days, and that was awesome. It was great to see everybody there, Nicholas and Faldo and Freddie and everybody and all the players. It was a really cool few days. And to watch that scene unfold and to see all the people that he was able to get for that movie was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely right. So you must have spent a lot of time with Adam, I'm guessing. What was he like to be around?
He was everything that you sort of heard about. That he was a good guy, loyal, and that's exactly what he was. I mean, he made everyone. I mean, everyone from all the extras. He tried to include everyone in kind of what they're doing. There were long days. Sometimes, like you said, you're just kind of waiting around for cameras and certain things to change. And then there's the crews, you can only work for so many hours, and there's lunch breaks. So it's not an easy process for everybody, for all the people, the extras that were there, the whole staff. But Adam makes it, he makes sure everyone is appreciated. And he's sort of the boss, right? So he's the writer, producer. He's not the director. Kyle's a great director, but Adam has to give the thumbs up before you guys move on to anything else. So there's so much on his shoulders, and he's got to be running 18, 20-hour days, making sure everything is the way he wants it to be. There was a ton of pressure on this movie being a sequel. That's not something they do. There's a lot of hype for the movie, and so they wanted to make it great, funny, and just so where so many people could enjoy it. And I think what you saw from the players, and like you said, Scotty, they really leaned into it and they really had fun with it, and they sort of left their professional life on the backdrop and really leaned into this movie and wanted to make it fun.
Why do you think it was that Adam was able to persuade so many golfers to take part in this movie? Because the first one, sure, you had Lee Trevino. I think there was a couple other guys in there as well. But this was like a who's who of the PGA Tour, past and present. What was it, you think, that really appealed?
I think Happy Gilmore was so it's sort of iconic and cult classic for golfers. There's not like there's a few golf movies, and they're actually pretty fantastic, with Caddyshack and Happy Gilmore sort of being the top of the pyramid. I think, it's just what a cool opportunity to be in a movie like this. You're not going to be asked to be in any other movie in any sort of way. And Adam was really, they weren't cameos, right? He was highlighting them, and he wanted them to be a part of the movie. And he took so much from like Live Golf and, Frank Manatee and Maxi Golf. And he took so many things from what was happening in present day and sort of stuffed them in this movie. And I think the timing of it worked well, since it was in the fall, kind of fall, winter. The guys were available. And he did a good job of sliding different people in at different times, so it wasn't all sort of at once. And he really wanted to make it feel authentic, right? And he was paying homage to professional golf, right? He wasn't making fun of it or anything. So I think guys just wanted, how many times are you going to be in a movie like this? And something funny like this, I think guys really couldn't wait to, take part in.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see so many people involved. I have to ask, you must have tried the Happy Gilmore swing at some point. maybe when it's been away from a tournament, no one else in the driving range watching, but you must have given it a go at some point in your life before filming.
I'm sure we did after the movie started. You tried it, and it's not easy, right? Because you're going, right when I got the call, I sort of went in the backyard and started to like mess around with it. Watch Happy Gilmore, see what he does. It's hard to move forward and swing back, right? It's like you're moving forward and you got to go backwards, and it's kind of like, whoa, but it takes a minute to get your footwork right, and then once you do that, you can find the ball and hit it okay. So. Yeah, I think everyone did that after watching the movie. And so it's just incredible that he thought of that. Like, how are we going to I'm going to take this hockey player and turn it into a golfer, right? What am I going to do? And only a talent like Adam could have figured that out back in the day to figure I don't want to take away from the game, but I want to add something to it. And so you see so many people have tried it. Podrick's done it. He's like sort of perfected it. He's freaking hammers it now doing that. So it's just so interesting the legs that this movie has had, and it's almost become generational in a way.
What's your favorite part of the sequel, if you can pick out just one?
I think there were so many great kind of scenes. The church scene was really cool. Like you said, I think I think Scotty kind of really leaning into getting arrested and being in jail and doing all that stuff. You can see a lot of people saying no to that just because it was sort of a weird, someone could perceive that differently. Yeah. And he sort of just leaned into it. And because Adam really wanted it, like he really wanted to do that. And so that was really cool of Scotty to do that. And then, all the jail scenes and everything, it was great. I mean, I think they probably just kept giving him stuff, and it was like, this is so funny, right? And there was a lot of funny stuff from different comedians that he had. I thought it was cool watching like John Lovitz. He was just in there real quick that range day. It's funny that I took all day to do that little scene. But it was so cool to watch him, because you could tell how much respect he has for him, and Adam just laughed, and everyone just laughed. Lovett's doing his stuff and just doing his facial expressions and the way he said things. It was just like, comedy isn't just words, right? It's a physical thing. And watching Lovitz sort of do that was really cool. I watched so many of his movies when I was a kid and stuff. He was really, really, really funny. And then after the kind of between scenes, hitting balls on the range, and he's, guys love golf, right? Golf has legs to it for players and stuff. It's not just when you're in high school or like basketball or something like that. You keep playing it forever, and everyone's always trying to get better at it.
Yeah, absolutely right. John Lovitz, I mean, he's a scene stealer in everything that he's in, whether it was Friends or The Wedding Singer. He's losing his mind and I'm reaping. I mean, he's so good. So it must have been really cool being around that. I guess the talk now is, well, the sequel has been such a massive success. I mean, it's broken all kinds of Netflix records. I know Adam's got that deal with Netflix. I guess everyone's wondering, well, is there going to be a third Happy Gilmore? And hopefully we wouldn't have to wait 30 years for that. But what's your sense? Do you think that the franchise is all wrapped up now, or is there scope for a bit more storytelling?
I would doubt a third one. I think they kind of wrapped it up with a bow. It was funny. He was talking about he loves sports, and baseball is actually his favorite sport. And I was surprised he's never done a baseball movie. And he has an idea for one, but he just hasn't hasn't buttoned it up to really make a script and do all those things that you have to do. So I would love for him to do more sort of sports themed movies. I think he's so great at he did Hustle. Like, he could do a real good sports movie that has like real heart to it, because he's a great actor in many different formats. So I think that would be so much fun. But I don't see one. I mean, I think that kind of walk into the sunset was like, that's all we got. We can't do anymore. He's pushing 60. And I think Happy's days are done.
It was the right time. It was the perfect time for the movie, wasn't it?
So lucky he did a second one. We're so lucky he did a second one, because it was so cool.
Absolutely. For you personally, Hunter, it must have been quite cool being out again amongst the guys on tour, a lot of familiar faces like Rory and so on that you rubbed shoulders with prior to walking away from the tour. What was that like, just to reconnect with, some of your former opponents, if you will?
Yeah, it was great. Seeing the guys and their successes, I think you have a different perspective and a lens from when you're not playing to when you're playing. I wish I had more of the lens of, less competition and more curiosity. That makes sense. Talk to the guys a little bit more about what they do and how they do. I was just so, holding on so tight, too tight, that I wish I was a little bit more, ask more questions and play with them more and be like, why, because they're all very open and these guys are such great players. So I wish I did that more. I do that more now, talking to them. And Rory's always great at that. He's always kind of very open. When I was talking to him at the Gilmore thing, he's like, he's like, I'm going to try myself in a simulator, he said, and just really work on technique and pictures, and like, it needs to start looking right. And then I'm going to worry about, and then I'm going to let the good technique lead to the good ball flight, right? And not chase the shot, but, get a little bit more solid in some areas. And so, it was great to see the guys and see their successes and what they do. Scotty's just blossomed into this superstar hero golfer. Just a stud in so many ways. And so, it was great. It was great to see the guys and see them in such a easy format, something to relax and chill and just playing, and see the older guys like Fred was great. Fred was, playing against them, and he was captain for the President's Cup team. And he's so, he's sort of, he'd be like my godfather of PGA Tour golf, right? Like being able to see him and watch him, play with him, he was our captain of the President's Cup team and assistants for so many different things. It's always cool to keep in touch with guys like that who have been in the game so long and impacted your career in such great ways.
I mean, I suppose the obvious next question is, does it make you miss the tour more, having been around them and reconnecting with those guys? And is it something you'd ever reconsider, going back out there, or are you quite happy with your lot? And frankly, looking behind you, all those trophies, I mean, I'd be happy with that. I think most people would.
Well, I think you miss the people, right? Like I miss the guys at Ping who worked on the clubs and you talk to all the time. Those conversations, caddies and teachers and players. You miss that was a life in itself, right? And so, but when you have kids and a family, and you have responsibilities here that are more important than things out there. You got to make sure that you're available, and not just sort of like physically available, but to be emotionally and mentally available for all the things that happen when you have 4 kids. And a wife that, I dare say take care of, but we need each other to take care of, because we are just, we're always better together, right? And so I never wanted my kids to live a life on tour, because that's like my life. I wanted them to be home and being able to do things they want to do and help their development grow to be great people and stuff. And so the life on tour, when you start having kids and stuff, your energy is going to get sucked out really fast. You only have so much, so it's very, very challenging. And so I know what it takes to play on tour and to travel. It's physically very challenging. And so, like I said, I couldn't be happier with where I am today, and happy with my career and the things I've done. And being a high school coach is really like soulfully rewarding, and helping these kids and figuring out what's the max that I can do for them. And that's the only way doing it. I didn't know what to expect and how to do it. So I'm just learning as I go. I've done it basically for 3 semesters, if that makes sense. So a year and a half. And so it's been a ton of fun. We're trying to do a lot more, and it's always great to see kids improve and fight. And when you see somebody go through struggle and come out the other end and really persevere and do something great, man, that is incredibly rewarding. It's incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, good for you. I love that perspective. Obviously, you know, we're getting excited now about the Ryder Cup coming up. You played in 3 of those, and I don't know who the favourite is right now. On last week's episode of the podcast, I was really excited about Europe's prospects because it feels like our team is set. It's good to go, maybe bar one person. And it feels there's a lot of questions still around the makeup of the US team, even around Keegan and his role as player or captain or player captain. It's a really interesting position that Keegan could potentially be putting himself into, a position that we haven't seen for nigh on 50, 60 years. As someone who's played alongside Keegan in the Ryder Cup, do you think that he has the capacity, and do you think it's even possible to be a player captain and to, you know, perform both roles to the maximum?
I think Keegan, he may, being a player captain, it may be almost necessary for him to play. From what I've seen and looking at the makeup of the team and stuff, I don't know if he has a choice. I think he's going to be a player captain. That's purely my guess. I'm not speculating. I think that's just what I feel like. I think he's necessary for this team. And he's got Furyk there. Furyk is fantastic. And then he's got a bunch of other captains, right? But I think Furyk is going to be sort of his guy. I think the other captains are going to. What the other captains should be there just for the players, right? They're sort of player liaisons, right? And you send them out there and you let them just watch. If players got questions, if they got number of questions, what do we do? You know, that's why the captains are there. The captain shouldn't be there to like instruct the captain. Vice captain should be there and really instruct the captain. Captain should have everything sort of planned out and everything, and then just everyone goes. So I think he has. I think he's going to have a great situation with Jim there, and Jim and him are sure going to talk a ton about what they're doing, how they're going to do things. And so much of this, like you said, like Europe is, it feels like they're going to be, to me, they're the favorites right now. They're just going to be so tight. And so they've done such a great job the last few Ryder Cups of really galvanizing the crowd and not making, you know, they do a good job. They really insert themselves within that situation. And they're going to have a really strong team. And anytime they've had a strong team, they've won. And over on this side, when they lost is when they just don't have a strong team. They just don't have the guys. The U.S. last 2 have had like ridiculous teams. Like they're, you know, I think they had like 12 and like 15 in the world. It was like something absurd, like in Whistling Straits. So but I think Keegan needs to kind of be in there, and because I think he's sort of a full force multiplier. Like he can assert himself like a Ben Griffin or a young guy and get a lot of that guy by the time that, you know, practicing him like on a Wednesday and a Thursday and a Friday, Saturday, Ben will be ready to go by like a Sunday, right? It's just an example. Because that's what Europeans do so well. They take people under their wing, right? Like Robert McIntyre with Justin Rose, right? That's why Justin Rose won the, was it the Seve Award?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was the the Jacqueline Nicholas Award, I think, wasn't it?
He did, and like, man, he took Robert McIntyre, who looked afraid to tee it up on Friday. By Sunday, the guy was a stud, right? And so the U.S. has to do a much better job at it. They got to figure out who can they assign with people and give them, help that person along and give that guy confidence while playing your own game and everything. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. But we've had guys do that in the past. And when you're at home, you can kind of ride the emotions of the crowd. And what we saw and over on their on traveling over there, you didn't see like they had any emotion. They had no one to like they had no energy. It was pretty crazy to actually watch live when I was there. It was like over, just like they had nothing there. So it's easier on this side, but I still think Keegan actually playing, captaining, and doing all those things. I think he can do it. I just think he's that type of person, and I think he's actually necessary. They're going to need a player like him.
Yeah,
he's sort of like galvanize and then bring along a younger player and say, I got you this week. I'm not just the captain. I'm going to make you good this week, right? I'm going to support you. You're going to play great, right? And don't worry about me. I'm worried about you. I want you to play your best this week, right? So we need a lot of that. We need a lot of guys looking at the other guys saying, whatever you need, I'm here for you, right? That's, and then just let the emotion of the Ryder Cup kind of come through you.
Yeah, it's going to be another close one. I'm absolutely sure of that. But at this moment in time, what's your head saying? I'm sure your heart is saying that it's going to be a US win, but what's your head saying? Europe or USA?
Man, I think it's an all-timer. I think it's going to go really, really back and forth. I think, I would say this. I don't know what I think. I think Europe can absolutely win. It's not going to be like I think it's just going to be really, really close. And I think the U.S. might pull it out in the last sort of match or two. I think it's going to be that sort of type of situation. Europe handles the crowd so well. I don't think I know people are really talking about it. I just think that's a little, last time they were here, it was like COVID. It was kind of a mess. They're not going to have that there this year. It's going to be the way the course sets up. It sets up for both players. I don't know, both teams. I don't know how Keegan's going to sort of set it up. If he's going to set it long or short, or how they do it. But it's just a big boy golf course, and you just got to bang it off the tee and be aggressive. And so I love the course for everyone, and I think it's going to lend itself to birdies and big moments and everything. So, like these things, right? If you get off to a good start, you can start rolling a little bit. But the hardest thing is, for sure, is figuring out the team. That takes so much energy and so many situations. That's why Europe looks so good right now. It's they look so streamlined with their people and their dunes, and they're just not going to have to do nearly as much work as Keegan is. And, he wants guys playing that pro core beforehand, which makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, it's hard. It's really, I think people don't talk about how hard it is to be a captain, at certain times. And this is a tough one for Keegan for sure.
Yeah, I'm certain he's going to do a great job. Honestly, I can't wait. Bring it on. It's always the week that week every 2 years that you look forward to the most. So I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. But for now, Hunter Mahan, thank you so much for joining us on the Bunkered podcast. Really appreciate your time, and congratulations once again for a starring role in Happy Gilmore 2. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate you. I'll be there at the Ryder Cup, man. I'll be cheering the US on. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait.
Big thank you to Hunter Mahan. What an absolutely top man. Incredible stories about being in Happy Gilmore as well. And gents, as we heard there, has ruled out the prospect of there being a third Happy Gilmore. How do you feel about that, Lewis?
That's disappointing.
Is it?
Not really, no.
No. James?
Shouldn't have made a second one.
Whoa.
It was that bad.
You hated it.
I watched it again. I watched it.
You were laughing when we watched it. You seemed really into it.
You came out I can't wait to watch that again. And then you said it was crap.
All right. The first hour of it was great until it started going into that basically piss take on live.
Maxi Golf League.
Yeah, that Maxi Golf League was just a lot of crap. But the film up until that was good, and then after that, it's worse the second time you watch it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Hope Hunter's not listening to that one. James won't be in it.
No. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Right,
sorry,
let's move on to Podder of Merit. And we need to go back a few weeks here to the Scottish Open, I think it was, the last time that we were all together to do an official Podder of Merit.
Yeah.
So, Lewis, you went with defending champion, no, he's not, former champion Xander Schauffele, who finished in a tie for 8th. James, you went for Bob Mack. He had a rough defence, didn't he, of the Scottish Open? I'm trying to recall it all
just
now,
didn't get it going.
No, tied 65th. And I went with Scotty Scheffler, who finished in a tie for 8th. So no points for you, James. And Lewis, you and I split the 2 points because our players were tied. We're not going to do a card count back.
Right, I did.
We're not lame. So, yes, a point each.
That's good for you.
So, off and running.
He picked Scotty and does he even win?
I noticed that.
It's guaranteed he's not going to miss the cut this week.
Well, he didn't.
Well, no, he didn't, to be fair.
No, he didn't.
I mean, you picked. That was one of Bob's most disappointing. Yeah.
I noticed you've not put in what the standings are there, Lewis. I'm guessing was that the first event?
That was the first of the new season.
As it stands, Lewis on 1 point, I am on 1 point, and James is on nothing, you gobshite. So pick order for the Tour Championship. Look at this. Look at this. We tied, right? But he's gone, pick order is Lewis, followed by Michael, followed by James. Explain yourself, Mr. Fraser. How do you get to go first?
Because
Albert comes for
no.
alphabetical.
No, because the honour system, I had the honour for the Scottish Open. So because
how do you know?
Because I went back and listened. I picked first.
Because he won the last
That's
season.
how it works, isn't it? Honour system, no? If we both make par in the first...
It was the opening event.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Well,
go.
Rock, paper, scissors is a better way to do this. Ready?
Right, okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh my God, guys!
I don't even know if that's possible. That's five.
What was that?
I'll just defer because I'm impressed by that.
No.
Go for it.
No.
No, you have it, Lewis. Listen,
Right,
if you want to have the pick first,
That was
you
so
have the pick
exciting.
first.
That was
good,
riveting.
by the way,
Yeah.
wasn't it? That was better than Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, I would
Could not
have
do that
paid
if
to
we
watch
tried.
that.
Right, go for it, Lewis. You have it.
Scottish Scheffler,
Ah,
the Tour
yeah.
Championship, and he's probably going to win it. There's no explanation needed.
No, there's not.
Gonna win. So yeah, Michael.
I haven't actually thought about it, but I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Ludwig.
Oh,
he's
nice.
showing some signs of life after a brilliant start to the year. Really disappointing major season. But now, he's coming back round. I thought he played pretty well at the weekend. Got himself almost into the mix at the BMW and then faded quite badly on Sunday. Sam Burns obviously came through pretty nicely. But Ludwig, I think, is just showing some signs that will make Luke Donald a very happy captain.
I would agree with that. Good
James, who are you going for?
I've already chosen Bob Mahack, which I'm kicking myself about, but I'm going to back myself on this, and I'm choosing Harry Hall.
Oh, he's doubling down.
All aboard the Harry train.
All aboard.
All aboard, as it were.
All aboard.
aboard.
Oh, see what you did there.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah, good. Very good.
Very good. Yeah, no, I'm going to choose...
Dex is celebrating. Like Alan Shearer.
Yeah, it's like...
Finger in the air.
All aboard. No, Harry Hall, get the trilby going. Get them...
It's not
trilby.
It's not a trilby he's wearing.
Oh, sorry.
A trilby's a totally different hat.
No, it's a
bonnet.
It's
flat cap.
Flat cap.
Yeah,
flat cap. Sorry. Yeah, get the flat caps made. Get the Ryder Cup printed on it. Get them sorted.
Right.
Maybe that's why he's maybe not been fitted yet. It's like they can't bring themselves to make a Ryder Cup flat.
Well, they couldn't find a hat big enough for Patrick Cantlay's head. So clearly there are hat issues where the Ryder Cup is concerned. So maybe that is it.
Maybe that is it.
Maybe it is.
But no, Harry Hall.
Harry Hall for you, Ludwig for me, and Scotty Scheffler. Oh, how exciting for Lewis.
Yeah, sorry, boring. He's probably going to win it, so picking him.
Bare lies to finish up. Jim Bob, you're up.
Okay.
Here we go.
Colin Montgomery. Sorry. Having an aneurysm.
You want to put your tongue back in your mouth?
True. Yes, correct. Correct. Yeah. You got it.
Straight. Thanks for joining us in this week's episode.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Take care. Drive home safe. No, Colin Montgomery once tripped me up and I scraped my knee.
On purpose?
It wasn't on purpose, but...
Did you make a noise like in his backswing and he wandered over? I was like, thanks, have some of that. Yes, will.
No.
How dare you?
No, wasn't like that. It was at the Dunhill. We were all very young trying to get autographs, and I was at the front, and he was walking incredibly quick.
He does walk quick.
And
a big purposeful stride on.
And I think I was kind of at the front, and it must have been around about 2004, 2005, and I got pushed by one of the bigger kids from the back, and I kind of got caught in front of him, went down like a sack of spuds, smashed my knee where the old Caddyshack used to be.
Is it St Andrews?
So, yeah.
I'm trying to picture where the old caddy quarters were. Is that now where the old pavilion or the new pavilion is? You can go for a coffee before your round.
Yeah, so literally right beside the first tee.
Yeah.
So it was right outside there.
You decked it?
I absolutely stacked it.
in front of Monty?
Yeah.
Did he help you up?
He's like, oh, God, sorry.
So he actually did the tripping.
Yeah, well...
Tripping as in he tripped you up, not tripping as in Griffin and
yeah. I wasn't tripping balls. but I basically got pushed in front of him. I basically got clattered, tripped up, and then fell over. And he's like, oh, God. And then picked me up, gave me his glove, signed it, and then that was...
He signed a glove?
Yeah. Rattled you the drive.
No
yeah,
way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm calling bullshit on that. Not a chance. Monty signed a glove for tripping you up.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he did.
No way.
No. Was this after his round or before?
Yeah, it was after his round. He'd just come off the 18th and he was walking back
to the clubhouse.
Yes. No, he was going back to the original practice putting green at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So just outside. So he was going back there because I don't think he'd putted particularly well.
Oh, there's no way stopping to sign a glove.
So
straight to the putting green.
I think you decked a child, you better bloody sign something. So yeah, he took a glove out straight away and just like gave it.
There you go, young chap.
There you go, young chap.
All credit to you. Yes, bounce straight back up. I like that. Like that side of resilience. Yes. Bounce back ability. That's what you need on a team.
Like a team. Yeah.
Always complete your backswing.
You should bring Monty into the podcast.
Yeah.
He likes a podcast.
Like a salmon upstream.
I had a fade.
So, do you still have the glove?
I think it's somewhere. It'll be in a box along with.
Oh, bring that in.
A bunch of other stuff.
Well,
I think I've got like a sign. I've got like a sign ball with Sergio. I've got the little note and message from Butch Harmon when I had that lesson at one time as well. And then Andrew Coulthard, I think, was up there at the time.
Andrew Coulthard gave you an autograph.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, back then. And there's a few other. I think I've got Tom Lehman's glove in there. Ernie Ellis's hat, Retief Goosen.
Oh my goodness!
I've got a few
You're
things.
an autograph hunter or something.
James, see when we were talking about stuff to put on display in the studio,
rather than coming in and just wrecking the studio 10 minutes ago.
But I need to find it. I honestly don't.
You do.
I don't know where it is, but it'll be somewhere. My mum's. It's probably at my mum and dad somewhere.
You live with them.
I know, but it's probably somewhere, but I don't know where the fuck it is.
So it's in your house?
Yeah, it's in the house. I don't know. Well, yeah.
Your web of lies is absolutely
it's somewhere.
untangling in front of you.
It's somewhere.
Monty, what do you think?
I'm skeptical of this for a few reasons. Like, I don't know. I just can't picture it. I also think you would have mentioned this because we talk about Colin Montgomery a lot.
We do.
Yes,
we do.
Talk as Colin Montgomery
frequently, as it were.
Not once has this been brought up. But then it's maybe you've just forgotten because you have so many autographed memorabilia. Yeah. So much, I should say. So much.
I can't.
There's things about the story that don't add up. Monty's just walked off after having a bad putting day, and he's going to the putting green, and you're in his way. If he has,
how has he tripped you up? If he's the one walking.
Because I got pushed in front of Monty, and Monty basically clipped the back of my feet as I got pushed in front of the kid, and then I just went down on my knee.
2004, 2005, a bad putting day for Monty. He's going to keep on walking, man. He's going to trample right over the top. Get out of my way, bloody kid.
Well, that's what he was trying to do, and then he clattered me, and I went down on the deck, and he was like, to be fair, when he kind of like tried to pick me up, it was a lot heavier back then. Well, it wasn't a lot heavier back then. I'm talking about. When he picked me up, he was like that. He was like, for fuck's sake, basically.
Bloody rapscallion in my way.
Was Monty walking on the grass?
No, it was on a path.
God, I was hoping you'd say grass because then it wasn't grass. Your knee.
Yeah, it was tarmac then. It wasn't like the other stuff.
Did you need stitches?
Nah, it was just a scrape.
Just run it off.
What were you wearing?
Oh God, that's a long time ago.
Fruit of the Loom jumper.
Trousers?
No, I was wearing shorts. I was wearing shorts and some probably like Sunderland waterproof jacket or some crap. That was red or something like that. Tiger red.
True.
Dexter? True? False? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down here. False. Yeah, I'll go false as well. I think it's a lie. You're making this up.
It's a lie.
Yeah, knew it.
It's a lie.
Pointless lie.
Yeah, I know. It actually happened to Camilla.
Your sister? No way.
Yeah.
Did she get the glove?
Yeah, she
got a signed glove after Monty tripped her up.
She got it. I think I was just behind, and I just watched. I was like, oh, go, and then she was like trying to get in there and just.
So you did the pushing?
No, I wasn't. I was literally a bit behind, and then all of a sudden, someone just disappeared, and he stopped. And then all of a sudden, it was just like my sister just like greeting, just crying, just like, "Ah!" He's like, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Good guy though.
All's well that ends well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I actually have a feeling if it was 2005, did Monty not win the Dunhill that year?
I think quite possibly.
Let me look that
Yeah.
up. You guys chat amongst yourselves.
To be honest, it was a lie. But like the timing
And a
would.
bit about Camilla's
The-
true.
Yeah, he
The-
did.
the-
He won it in 2005.
Did
Monty.
he?
Yep.
I actually think it might have been a bit. It was either 2005 or it was still the team event. So it would have been a little bit earlier than that. When it was the Dunhill team event.
Oh, that Alfred Dunhill Cup.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It was in St Andrews.
Yeah.
Established that.
It was definitely Dunhill. Anyway.
Monty did win the Dunhill Links in 2005.
Yeah.
He beat who by one shot?
Oh.
I could give you, I swear to God, I could give you both. I'd go so far as to say 50 guesses each, and there's not a hope that you would get.
James, do you remember? Since you were there.
Who helped you up after Monty didn't trip you?
Mm-hmm.
You're never getting it.
Is
Not a
it
hope.
an Argentinian?
No.
South African?
No. See,
Spaniard?
you can't even get the country right.
Spaniard?
No.
English?
Yes. I reckon I
Yeah.
could give you guys the initials and you wouldn't get it.
Give us the initials then.
KF.
Oh,
Keith.
Kenneth Ferry.
There you
Oh,
go.
good shout. Well done.
Oh, there is a memory in here.
That's not memory. There's no way.
Kenny Ferry was a shot behind Monty in the 2005 Dunhill Links. A further shot adrift was Anders Hansen, my old pal. I told that story in the second episode of the Bunkered podcast.
Oh, that's a shocker.
For newer listeners, I might save that for next week.
Yeah, listen to that one.
Oh, I'm so chuffed.
Oh, honestly, even now, I can feel my skin crawling at the memory. Just awful. Anyway, right, let's draw a line under this week's episode right there, gents. Thank you both for your time.
Thank
Very
you.
much
Thank you.
appreciated indeed. And to you, of course, producer Dex. Thank you, Hunter Mahan, for joining us earlier on. Great chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Callaway, for your continued support. But most of all, guess what? Thank you to you, our listeners and our viewers. Wouldn't do it without you. Until next week, ladies and gents, it's bye-bye for now.